Do you hate the thought of working past 55 or 60? Do you hate not being able to live the life you deserve today? Do you hate not knowing what your financial future looks like? It's time to stop doing what you hate. Here's your host, Mr. Harold Green.
Hello, everybody. This is Harold Green of Brightree Financial Group, and it is time to stop doing what you hate. I hope you are having a fantastic day. I'm having a great day, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be sharing with you this strategy, this direction, this life-changing, momentous concept about the 97.3. And, but first I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about how my week has gone, which I normally do. And it's been a very interesting week. I've had some ups, I had some downs, I had some comebacks, I had some setbacks. But, having a good team of people around you can make all the difference in the world. So I'm telling you right now, you got to get a good team of people around you. And so without further ado, I want to get into this 97.3 because this is going to be more of an introductory show to like what 97.3 really means. So are you ready? 1, 2, 3, let's get it. Man, so for some time now, I've been talking about the 97.3. And I've talked about a lot of different things in my podcast shows on how to, get to where you really want to be, the strategies and the steps and things like that. But I really want to focus in and talk about the 97.3 lifestyle, the 97.3 mentality, the 97.3 retirement strategy, just the 97.3 way of life. And what it simply means is only 3% of people in America will retire with enough money that will last them their entire lives. That 97.3 is starting to shrink to 2, and then it's going to shrink to 1. But I'm telling you, you got to make your way to the 3, because if you can make your way to the 3%, it'll be a lot easier getting to the 2%, and then a lot easier getting to the 1%, where you have a net worth of over $4 million. Now, $4 million may seem like a lot of money to some, and $4 million might seem like chump change to others. But when the average American has only like $200,000 saved for retirement, I mean, we are running headfirst into a retirement disaster. And a lot of us aren't even paying attention to what's going on. And I'm going to get into that. What 97.3 really means. But the 97%, they're going to retire without enough to last them their entire lives. They're going to be on fixed incomes. They're going to be complaining about a lot of different stuff. And you probably hear some of that right now. Now, I'm not blaming people for where they are in life or for what their choices are that leads them to where they may wind up. But a lot of times it's selective. I'm going to say that again. A lot of times it's selective. Now, when you get in the 97.3 or the 3% out of the 97, here's what this is going to mean for you. It's going to mean that you can outrun inflation. Who cares if inflation goes to 10%? It means you'll be able to live in the house that you've built without worrying about the property tax. It means you can go to the store and fill your tank up with gas without even wondering what the price of the gas is that day. It is going to create an economic and mental freedom that you won't believe. Man, why is this so important? Spending in this country by our federal, city, state, local institutions, it's at an all-time high. And they want to borrow and spend trillions more to help juice the economy, if I could say that, right? All the programs they're spending money on. And if you're listening to me right now, I don't care what your politics is, but I know one thing: you can't keep spending more money than you make, because eventually something is going to break. And my question to you right now is that when you get in retirement and something breaks in this country financially, will you be able to sustain yourself? Would you be able to sustain your family? Would you be able to buy medicine? Would you be able to live and continue on living and giving and doing the things that you normally do? A lot of times people tell me, when they get retired, it's like, oh my God, Harold, my property tax is through the roof. Oh my God, Harold, food is costing so much more than I thought it would. And it's like, yeah, but you're in the 3%. doesn't really matter anymore for you, does it? Because you can handle it, right? You can handle it. Also, being in the 3% of the 97 is going to help you avoid economic trauma because once you get to the 3%, you obtain and then you maintain, right? And then you grow. You obtain, you maintain, and then you grow. It's a cycle. You never stop moving forward in the 3%. You're not chasing anymore, right? You haven't really arrived per se, but I guess you can say you arrived, but I guess you never really arrived because you keep growing and you keep going and you keep earning, your funds keep coming in, right? You don't have to go out there and do some of the crazy things that people do, trying to get ahead, trying to make a quick buck, trying to save money, right? I've seen so many people get in trouble trying to make a quick buck. Like I did this and, I was trying to make a quick buck. Or, like I did that, I was trying to save money. It ended up causing a disaster. If there's one word I want you to really strike from your vocabulary as of this day, it's the word expensive. Oh my God, that is so expensive. Like we need to set the groundwork and the foundation, right? Becoming part of the 3% is going to require you to change your vocabulary. It's going to change how you think about money, how you think about life in general. It is going to require a change because you can't keep doing the same thing you've been doing and expecting different results. It doesn't work that way. Being in the 3%, you're going to have the ability to like live with nominal impact from politics, right? It doesn't matter what state you want to live in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the property tax is. Well, the crime might matter. It just kind of depends on where you are in that state. Like, California is still a beautiful place. I still want to live there someday, maybe have a house there in California. Like, I don't care what their politics. I don't care, right? Because if I do buy a house, there's going to be in a neighborhood that's unaffected by all the crazy stuff that goes on. Because guess what? The politicians still live there. They don't live in the affected areas. They live in the unaffected areas. Why? Because they can afford to, right? But what about everybody else? Will you be able to live where you want to live with nominal impact from politics, nominal impact from rising cost of property taxes, nominal impact from rising cost of gas, nominal impact from rising cost of healthcare? We got millions of people pouring into this country, and and it's gonna be like this for a while, for a hot minute, until things can settle down, right? But the long term impact on your finances is going to be insane. Freedom of choice. Live where you want, go where you want, when you want, right? Fly how you want, buy what you want, right? Now, there is something titled, you know, economic sensibility, of course, right? We're not talking willy nilly wasting money, like making it rain. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about being able to create generational wealth for your children. I don't care if you live in a trailer house. I don't care if you live in the ghetto, project housing, which I grew up in project housing, believe it or not, right? I didn't go to college. I don't have a formal education. I didn't go to MIT or Harvard or Yale or Stanford. Didn't even go to Georgia Tech. But I found a way to educate myself. And I think I'm doing okay. But you'll be able to pay for college if your kids, if they want to go. You'll be able to give them money to help start a business if they don't want to go to college. You'll be able to help send them to trade school or even launch a little small record label for them if they are talented and they can pursue their dreams. Being in at 3% will allow not only you, but those around you to be able to pursue their dreams, right? And you won't have a begrudging eye and you won't be like cost counting all the time. Like you're going on vacation with people that can't afford to go with you and they got to stay in the cheapest hotel and they got bed bugs and stuff because the hotel is so cheap. You'll be able to graduate that, make friends that are in the 3% along with you. It is a beautiful thing to be able to go out and celebrate. I see families in the 3% going out and celebrating. My whole family, you're talking like 20 people deep in a restaurant, and nobody's talking about, how much is this going to cost everybody? You sure we can feed everybody up in here? No. You want the ability to enjoy life in those special moments in the 3%. You can do that. You can control your financial destiny. You can live in safe neighborhoods. You can move to a neighborhood. You're not trapped. You have freedom. You can fly above systemic issues. I hear this stuff all the time about Systemic racism. Like it's embedded in the system. And it's like, wait a minute. We are the system, right? We are the system. Like, you got to think above that, right? They don't care how, I mean, when you go to the bank and you're in the 3%, they don't care what color you are. Like, they don't care. All they see is dollars. They don't see color. Well, here's a black man coming in. He's like, he got $3 million in this bank account. Like, what? How can that be? Somebody call the cops. No, they don't care. You can rise above any kind of systemic issue, whether it's a gender issue or a whatever, or a color issue. I don't care. When you're in the 3%, you have economic freedom. You don't have to worry about that. Somebody mistreats you somewhere, man, take your money and run, go somewhere else. You don't have to put up with that. Being in the 3%, it's about living life to the max. You only got one life. I don't like the word YOLO, you only live once, because that has a negative connotation. Like, you're going to go out there and like burn through all your money and be stupid. That is not what we are talking about. We're talking about systematically organizing your finances in such a way that no matter what kind of economy that we find ourselves in, whether it's a hot economy, a bad economy, high taxes, do you think their taxes are going to go lower or they're going to get higher? No, this train has left the station. So you're going to have to figure out how to outrun the cost of everything coming down the pipe. Everything. So if you are ready to join the 3% movement, I welcome you. It is a beautiful thing. I've enjoyed sharing with you guys what the 97.3% means today. Hopefully you are ready to take the next step. And if you are, get in contact with us and let's make this happen. All right. We're going to be talking a lot more about this in a lot of different shows. And I'm looking forward to like educating you and helping you grow, and to helping you fly above, and to helping you soar above all obstacles and limitations. All right. Until next time, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.